possibility of cutting spending on food stamps, OSU might have new tuition rates, and tornado debris cleanup concerns. Thanks for joining us on today's edition of The Play. Assistant local editor for the Oklahoman, Nick Trugakos, is here to tell us more about these stories you'll see in Thursday's Oklahoman. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
All right, well, the city of Moore has contracted with a construction company to pay 2 to 3 times as much as what Oklahoma City is paying to other contractors to remove debris from the very same storm. What can you tell us about this?
Well, the problem here that the city of Moore has run into is that they had a standing contract prior to the May 20 tornado for a certain rate to come collect debris in large quantities like that by the ton. Oklahoma City went the opposite direction. After the storm, they put out emergency bids. And so they were able to have contractors come in and based on the size of the storm and the amount of debris to offer a much lower rate per ton than what Moore had. Now it's creating a little bit of anger out in the community because they are paying so much more for the same storm, like you said. But it's just a deal of when you sign that contract, you're locked into a certain rate, and that's what Moore is looking at right now.
Wow. So the rates then are, it's like 20 something a ton or for Oklahoma City and then 80 for Moore?
Yeah, 2 to 3 times higher, yeah.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I could see why that would cause a little bit of concern there. All right. Well, the House is debating on whether to cut spending on food stamps, jeopardizing support from Democrats. What's behind this move?
Well, this is the big debate that's going on in Washington right now that our DC reporter Chris Castile is covering. It's the farm bill that they're taking up right now. It's got somewhere north of 100 provisions in it. One of our local congressmen, Frank Lucas, is in charge of managing this and trying to push it along. But one of these provisions is a big cut in food stamps. That's obviously an issue that's important to Oklahoma. We have one of the highest food stamp usage rates in the country. And a lot of Democratic lawmakers are balking at the idea of pushing through food stamp cuts, and that could undercut the entire farm bill. So it's definitely something we're going to be following as it moves through the process.
All right. OSU Board of Regents is meeting in Tulsa Friday to discuss many items, including new tuition rates. How will this affect students?
Well, normally when we talk about the Board of Regents for the schools, talking about the new tuition rates, it's usually not good news for students.
All right.
But the news that we're expecting to hear Friday is actually somewhat good news. The word is, according to documents that we found filed in advance of the meeting on Friday, is that for in-state students going to Oklahoma State, there will be no raise for tuition and no raise for fees either.
Wow.
So you're getting a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Now some might say, well, it'd be nice if they could drop the rates a little bit, but taking a 0% raise over sometimes like we see 7, 8, 9% jumps in tuition and fees has got to make some students and especially some parents who have to pay for those students probably feel pretty good. So
it's like gas prices. We want them to decline, but if not, at least just stay where you are. Quit going up.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, well, you can find all of these stories in Thursday's edition of the Oklahoman. Thanks for joining us for The Play, where you get tomorrow's headlines today. Thanks so much.
Sure.